or the architects. And many of these people are sat here in the room today. I think through continuous perfection of these existing technologies, introduction of new technologies, from simple advances such as individual customer metering for district cooling, to more modern technologies such as advanced thermal energy storage, LED lighting, and fully automated buildings, the industry has shown its capacity to advance and change. Governments and regulators also have a part to play, and the challenges within the regulatory setup are aplenty. A growing number of regulations are being implemented in the GCC, and bodies like ESMA in the UAE and the Saudi Arabian Standards Organization have adopted several standards to stay in line with international trends. The region, I think, is also seeing an acceptance of the LEED rating system, development of local building codes, and the formation of the Emirates Green Building Council. I think as we look forward, and we see that the economies are recovering, we see that building work has restarted in countries like Qatar, who are building large developments for the future. Decisions are still being made and discussed on sort of traditional issues like whether to use district cooling or building cooling, or whether you use simple, efficient buildings, or whether you build grand mega projects and suffer the trade-offs from those. And I think everyone in this room has a part to play in those decisions. And people in this room are ensuring that the buildings that are being built are both efficient and architecturally astounding. And we find that the import of cheap, inefficient glass box designs from the cooler climates of Europe is reducing, and that buildings here are becoming more sensitive to the local demands of the region. We estimate that almost 15 million homes are to be built in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia by 2015. All of these will require cooling. The UAE has also restarted some of its projects, and Qatar is planning air-conditioned football stadiums for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Right now, I don't think any of us know how we will solve all the technological challenges that these mega projects present. But what I can say is I think that these present great opportunities and projects, and these will keep us busy and hardworking for a long time in the future. And I, for one, am grateful that we're working in an industry at this time. I think whether it's working out how to cool a mega project, or how to improve the efficiency of an existing building, or even cut bills for a small food retailer through a better use of cabinet chillers, I think we're all in a position to make an impact, and that's a great position to be in. I think finally, I'd just like to say we're all naturally affected by ventilation and climate control. But for most of people outside the industry, for those that receive their food that comes refrigerated from the farm straight through to spinneys, or for those walking into nicely air-conditioned offices or villas, if the air conditioning and the climate control is working well, they don't notice. But I think for those of us who've had reason to work behind the scenes, we know the reality is often a little more complex. And that's why we have awards like these to look forward to, where industry practitioners can receive recognition for the hard work that you've all put in throughout the year to ensure that our buildings are comfortable, our food is fresh, and our bills are affordable. So that in mind, I'd like to stop talking and give a warm welcome to the judges and start the award ceremony. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Faraz. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite onto the stage the judges who have, as we've already mentioned several times, worked closely with KPMG in arriving at the names of the winners in the various categories. The judges of the second annual Climate Control Awards are Mr. Galeb Abusa, the CEO of N3 Solutions. Mr. Paul Allen of Red Engineering. Mr. Kay Anbalagan of ProLead. Mr. George Babawi, CEO DC Pro Engineering. Mr. Sarfraz Derki, co-founder of the Emirates Green Building Council. Ms. Shamin Rashid of Rolfs, Janssen and Associates, and Mr. Richard Springer of Highfield Awarding Body of Compliance. Ladies and gentlemen, our judges of the second annual Climate Control Awards for 2012. We'd also like to recognise the efforts of Mr. Abdul Rashid, Chartered Institute of Environmental Health, Mr. Ramesh Paranjpe, Independent Refrigeration Consultant, Mr. Samuel Stone of Stanley Consultants, and Mr. Aravind Sarangay of ACR Consultants. They're all located outside of the GCC and unfortunately couldn't be with us here this evening. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to show our judges your appreciation. Thank you very much. As a group, the judges have done a wonderful job at evaluating the entries, and the producers of the awards are very grateful to them for so willingly giving of their time and their energy, and deemed it fit to honour them first and foremost with a token of appreciation. For this, may I call on stage the Associate Publishers of CPI Industry, B. Surrender, and Frederic Payet to the stage to present the Certificate of Appreciation. And now I'd also like to ask KPMG to once again step up. As the knowledge partner of the awards, they prepared the framework for the evaluation of the awards, and for this, CPI Industry is extremely grateful to them. So once again, if we could call upon Mr. Faraz Saeed to accept our token of appreciation. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please would you join me in giving our judges a round of applause and our knowledge partners, KPMG. Now, I'd like to call upon Mr. Ghaleb Abusa, the CEO of N3 Solutions, to say a few words about the judging process and the work that went into the exercise without giving away too many secrets. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Galeb Abousa.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The chair bribed me that I have to give a few words, but it will be short and simple. Coming from the heart, straight, it will flow, and I leave the heavy things for the dinner, inshallah, for all of you. The process of judging is not an easy job. I would like to give a few remarks on what happened behind the doors when we start analyzing the entries so we can enhance the process in the future. And we request all of you to hopefully be more precise in the future. Looking at the entries, as Mr. Surinder said, some categories we only have one entry each. And the evaluation was to the point that some of them were fine and they deserve it regardless, so they were given the award without any doubt. Some entries, the marks were low, but not as good as we wanted. We still gave them the pass, and hopefully that they will be enhanced in the future. But some entries, although they were alone, and they were just simply given a fail, because of not enough evidence, or they were talking about something totally different from what is required from the category itself. Now, when we go to the awards with multiple entries, you could imagine when you have this number of judges, everyone has to read and also discuss with his fellows to ultimately come up with a stream result that can be easy for KPMG to finalize and take a decision on. Unfortunately, some of the companies had been sending what we call an easy to attach, but it's not easy to swallow and digest at our side. They had been attaching catalogs or a lot of information that is considered basic, and because it is already in our hand, we were forced to read it, and this puts a lot of heavy work on us. We hope that in the future, all the companies who had or expected to give entries, they are well known and we can reach their sites easily, but we want to deal with the precise, to the point paperwork and documentation. Hopefully that will reflect what is required to make our job easy and make also your life easy. You don't need just to attach too many papers, because it's not by kilo, it is by the content. And we hope that those who did not get the chance to win this time, we hope they will have a better chance in the future. And God bless you all, and I wish you all the success. Me, on behalf of my fellow judges also. Thank you very much, and you are welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Abousa. I'm only glad there's not a category for MC services this evening. It frightened the living daylights out of me. Ladies and gentlemen, our judges. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the reason we are here, the moment we've all been waiting for, the presentation of the awards. The awards fall under the following 6 broad categories: district cooling, standalone systems, refrigeration, food and beverage industry, food safety, building performance, carbon and HVACR. Of course, as the editor said in his address, there were more broad categories, but they had to be left out because they did not meet the minimum benchmark the judges applied to the entries, and as we just heard from Mr. Abusa, they were pretty strict on your entries this year. So we'll begin with district cooling. The first specific category under this award is for the Best Manufacturer Mechanical Electrical Controls. Now, some of the categories attracted just one entry for nomination. The producer, the judges, and KPMG nevertheless decided to press ahead with the judgment process in order to be fair on the company that sent in the entry. But in doing so, they strictly followed the minimum benchmark that had been established for winning the award, with merit and excellence being the criteria. We're happy to say that the company that sent in the entry for that category, Best Manufacturer Mechanical Electrical Controls, met that benchmark. In fact, it more than just met the benchmark, achieving a score of 4.38 out of 5, which goes to show that merit was the sole consideration. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Best Manufacturer Mechanical Electrical Controls in Distributing District Cooling is Train. Award being presented by the Associate Publishers of CPI Industry, Frederic Payet and B. Sarenda. Congratulations once again to Train. So would you like to say a few words? First award of the evening.
First word, yeah.
The stage is yours.
We are honored to receive this award from Climate Control and CPI. This is all part of the efforts done by the full Train team. Thanks for everybody who helped us to reach that. Thank you all.
Shukran. Congratulations, Train. Thank you, sir. Must also mention that the trophies will be handed over to the winners after the ceremony. We have a presentation here on the stage, a photo opportunity, and then we'll have a group photograph in the foyer, in the center of the foyer, with a nice CPI Industry Climate Control Middle East Award backdrop for your official photograph, and you'll be featured in the December issue. So be sure to grab a copy of that once it's out. Also, please note that in the post-dinner session, we'll be conducting 2 raffle draws. One of the raffles is tied to a music quiz, which is mentioned in the invitation card. We'll need your business cards for this. If you've already dropped your business card into the goldfish bowl at the registration desk, you're already good to go. If not, our hostesses will come to your table to collect your name and your telephone number. And if you're not carrying a business card, they'll provide slips of paper for you to write out your credentials. Moving on, the next entry, as per the original list of categories, was Best Supplier in District Cooling. However, the judges did not find any of the submissions satisfactory and hence asked the producers to discard the category. So moving on, the next award in the broad category of district cooling is Best Contractor. The nominees in this category are ADC Energy Systems and Transgulf Electromechanical. The competition in this category, I've learnt earlier today, was quick stiff, and it was quite a task to select the winner. To announce the winner and give away the award, I'd like to invite Mr. Richard Sprenger of Highfield Awarding Body for Compliance onto the stage to make the presentation. Mr. Sprenger, if you would, thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the Best Contractor in District Cooling is... It's like being on the X Factor, isn't it? And everybody has to wait. Transgolf Electromechanical.
Of the Climate Control Awards 2012. And congratulations once again to the winners of the Best Contractor Award in District Cooling. If one of the gentlemen would like to say a few words, then the stage is yours.
Good evening. I think the best man is next to me, Mr. Tyagarajan, who made it possible. And of course, it's a complete team of the project management team and the consultants and my team which made it possible. And I thank CPA for making this happen, and thank you.
The next award in District Cooling is for the category of Best Consultant. One company excelled itself with a score exceeding 4 out of 5, according to the judges. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner is...